everyone. This is Hanna Olivas here with Rise, and I'm so honored and excited to introduce to you my guest for today, Chef Babette. Chef Babette is such a phenomenal and incredible woman, and she has focused her life's journey since the age of 40 on physical well-being, on mental health well-being, on being a enthusiastic fitness woman guru is what I call her. But not only that, she's also vested in so many people's lives with her vegan recipes. She has an incredible restaurant in Inglewood, California called Stuff I Eat. And she is just really paving the way for men and women to really understand how important health and wellness is by starting with your eating habits. She made a choice to go completely vegan. She made a choice to honor what her body was telling her. And that's what we're going to talk about today on The Rise. And more than anything, one of the messages that I do believe you're going to hear in this episode is being kind to our bodies, being kind to our minds, being kind to others. And what a perfect time to talk about this during Mental Health Awareness Month. So, without further ado, please welcome Chef Babette. Thank you so much for joining me today, Chef Babette. I'm super excited to have you. I've actually been looking forward to this interview for quite some time. And I have a lot of questions, but let's start with the easiest one. And that is, what made you decide to go with becoming this incredible example of health? Like, you're the picture of perfect health. I'm looking at you, and we won't disclose your age yet, but I'm sure a lot of people, because you are Chef Babette, already know this answer. But you do not look your age. You look incredible. You have this glow. So talk to me. Where is this coming from?
I met my current husband, Rondo Davis, in the spring of 1990. And and, uh, my first date was so wild. It was a vegan meal, but not until after we had gone to Griffith Park to do this workout. Now, I was pretty much a couch potato when I met him, and he took me to Griffith Park. He was taking me on these trails that went past the observatory, and he's running this whole thing backwards. And I'm thinking, yikes, this is hard. And he's running the whole thing backwards. And I kind of made a promise to myself, if he can do this like that, one day I am going to be able, perhaps staying at a walker's pace, but in a running mode. I'm going to be able to run this hill whenever I feel like it. And I can do that now. All these years later, he took me to his home, fed me my first vegan meal. I kept calling his tofu chicken. I just, and I didn't belch afterwards. I wasn't having acid reflux. It was combined properly. It was a great meal. And he shared a couple of books with me, Fit for Life, volumes 1 and 2 by Harvey and Marilyn Diamond, and the Mucusless Diet Healing System. And I read those books and became vegan overnight, and my entire human experience changed. And I understood, after reading the books, I understood how important knowledge was. You know what I'm saying, girl? A lot of knowledge is power. You can get so much from it. Just do a little research and use yourself as the test dummy if you want. I don't know, but it's pretty much what I did. And I was about to turn 40 then. This was the spring. I was going to turn 40 in December. And I haven't looked back. It's just been an incredible journey, and one that I am so blessed to be able to share. Because, I mean, aesthetics is one thing. That's great. I don't look 70. I personally think, really, I'm probably looking the way a 70-year-old is supposed to look. I think we create a bit of rapid fire in terms of the aging process due to our lack of self love and self care. And I'd rather say due to a lack of self care because sometimes we don't know how to love ourselves.
Mhm.
So, yeah. I don't think I'm doing anything magical. I think I just got in on it at a good time and I was consistent. And
I
so here I am today.
I think you are doing something magical in the sense of you're living and you're sharing your journey. I mean, if
Well,
anyone can find you anywhere, and see that you practice what you preach. But I want to backtrack for a second. So I have been to Griffith Park several times, and those hills and trails are massive. So if
yes.
you are able to go up or down backwards, that's a huge accomplishment in itself. It actually scared me a few times, even from going to like the Griffith Observatory. I'm like, oh, the parking's horrible. I don't want to do all that walking. Honestly, I should be saying check accepted and let's do this. But you are doing something magical because you're living out your intentions. You're living a healthy, fulfilling life, and you're sharing that with so many people that it's an inspiration. So you have this restaurant that I'm dying to go and try called Stuff I Eat, right? What prompted you to get into, like, first you make this life-changing decision to go vegan. Now you have a restaurant. How where did that happen? How did that come into play?
Good question. When Ron and I we dated for 2 years. In '92 we got married, and we were really enjoying our own food. At the reception, I said to him, "Do you think we should at least serve chicken?" And he said to me, "Do we eat chicken?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Then they eat what we eat." And we noticed that people totally enjoyed the food at the reception. Nobody complained that there was no chicken. And as time went on, we began to kind of play with the foods that we were accustomed to eating,
Mm.
but prepping them in a healthier way without refined sugar, dyes, preservatives, using primarily organic, which is what we do right now. But the meals were so good that we felt like this is exactly what happened. I thought I was going to be a singer. My husband is a singer and a musician, and that's kind of how I met him. I went to Japan to do some singing with the Motown Cafe. And I
Oh,
realized I was in the park working out, shopping for food, making food, and meditating. And I knew, I said, I'm doing nothing but singing at night when it's time to go on stage. Everything else I'm so into, it has to do with self love, self care, and food.
I really believe that part of mental health really is about what you're eating, which you talk about a lot. Exercise, like all of it really feeds in together, it ties in together. So if one is out of balance, then pretty much essentially everything else is too. And I wanted to know if you could share maybe just a little insight on how do you keep that balance for you, even because you're an entrepreneur, you're doing tons of interviews, and we're going to get into that next because you and I sat with someone East Coast and did an interview, different times. But we'll talk about that in a second. But
Okay.
how do you keep, that healthy, positive attitude? Like, talk to me. Share a little Chef Babette secret.
You know, I'm your average human, not running 100%. Shed tears like everybody else. Um, question myself. Somebody can say something about me, and the beauty at where I am now, age 72, I now have the knowledge to reel myself back in.
Mm.
I do know who I am. Now, initially, you can say something that might sting a little bit, but give myself a moment and have that conversation with myself. Who are you? Is that who you are? If that's not who you are, then why are you affected by that? Stay in your now. And that is
Yes.
what I learned, and that is what I preach. Too many times we operate out of fear of
Mm.
not knowing, or fear of past experiences. We hang there. That's where we are. I understand that my now is the only time that is guaranteed to me. I
Mm.
am grateful for the gift of the human experience. I'm grateful for this thing that we
Yeah.
call life. And I I show my appreciation by embracing my moments and loving them and staying there. I'm responsible for my health, my emotional health, all of that. I am responsible for that.
I really feel now more than ever, we just, and especially women, we really have to love ourselves. We really have to own who we are. We have tremendous
Yes.
power. And I don't know that any one of us really recognizes our full potential. And I think until you do some true self care, and I'm not talking about a hot bath with Calgon, I'm saying I'm saying like dig deep and really know who you are and understanding that potential that you have and not even paying attention to anything else but you. That's where you're going to get those answers.
Yeah,
And it's alignment, and that's a word that's used a lot, but it's true.
it
Aligning
is.
with you is the most important piece. You know, you mentioned earlier you're 72. You don't look it at all, right? And you said aesthetically, yes, I look great, but internally that matters too. And I always say, you know, our insides need to match our outsides and vice versa to me
Yes.
anyway. You know, and not all of us, like we all look great on camera. We have filters. Thank God for filters, right? Thank God for makeup artists and hair and this and that. But are we focusing on our insides? Whatever we're putting in our body, it feeds our heart, it feeds our mind, it even feeds our soul. So I think that, you know, the focus really needs to be on ourselves and making those healthy choices. Like anyone who's watching and listening today, that is one message that I could honestly say I learned watching all the things that you've talked about, Chef Babette. Like every single interview, you have talked about that, and it's really incredible how open and vulnerable you have been in sharing your journey. And I hope that more and more people will do the same, women especially, because we are drowning in mental health and physical health issues. We have like this sickness society. What about the healthy, you know? And you're solving some of those things on a day to day.
You know what?
It's
I'm so glad you brought all this up. You're like spot on. It's like, man, we we just kind of get lost in negativity sometimes, and we concern ourselves. When you said how we compare ourselves, um I just think more than longevity for me, quality.
yes,
um i
yes,
i am not my makeup. I'm not my
right.
makeup. I'd have to take it off and look at me and be okay with that reflection, because it enhances, but it's not me. And so, as long as I'm of the sound mind, strong physically, emotionally, loving, caring, I am that person that I truly care to be. I know I don't want to compare myself with anybody. I have my own job to do with me. And I think we suffer when we began to compare. Look how she looks. Look how, no, you don't know what this person does to look like what you see
Yes,
after after
yes,
they're all
thank
done. You
you.
don't know what they go through. I suffered with melasma. I was a Jamaican queen when I was a flight attendant. I always went to Jamaica, but I'm a Black girl and I wasn't using sunscreen. Mm. So one day somebody said, I didn't know you had freckles. And I was like, I don't. But I look real good and it's like, oh, my skin is getting blemishes, dark spots. You don't see dark spots. I put on some paint and cover them up. But I also know that, okay, I've got dark spots. What can I do to get the skin tone? I love seeing my bare skin the same color. But I'm not going out in the street right now and take photos with the bare skin because it's not even enough. You don't know that unless I tell you that.
That's
You
right.
don't need to compare yourself with me. I have my own stuff. But what I think we all need to do as humans, we have the ability to change the way we look throughout the human journey. I do not look like I looked when I was 18. I don't look like I looked when I was 60. But what a beautiful, beautiful process it is. However, I'm looking, I'm healthy, I'm loving, I'm whole, I'm good. So, all of this aesthetics and our babies getting fake stuff in our butts and just all the weird stuff we're doing to try to keep up with what? Man, what a beautiful thing to look different, to see a different face throughout your human journey. I look different and I embrace the differences and just love me for the light that I am.
I'm hoping that those who are watching today are going to run outside without their hair and makeup on done today and just embrace their natural beauty.
Because
And
you're okay.
you're in the safe zone. And the more we speak about things like this, the more that we share, the more transparent we are, the more and more women will do it. I know they will. I know they will because
Well, we have to. We hurt ourselves when we don't. We really do. We're okay just the way we are because really the beauty comes from the heart. Can we just be kind to each other? Can we rise above complexions? Can we embrace other countries, everything on this planet that they and has afforded us to live with and just enjoy, we get fearful of it and we start tripping about silliness. And really and truly, I just, the one thing I have to give my mom, third grade education. My mother loved everybody. That woman never met a stranger. She spoke to everybody, talked to everybody. She'd embarrass me sometimes, like, be quiet, would you? But that was the beauty. We didn't see color as we grew up. My mother had everybody in the home, and that was a plus in our household, and the way that we've responded in the past, if we talk about it, we don't have to stay there. You know what I'm saying? And we can love one another as the true human brothers and sisters that we are. We are just a species. That's it. And it's like we don't have to hurt each other. We don't have to be envious of each other. We can embrace one another, your differences, wherever your family came from. Is that how you did it? Is that how you ate it? That to me seems like it ought to be something everybody should just be grabbing hold to and loving. Instead, what are we fearful of? We only have the moments. And we think something's going to happen way in the future that's not even here. You may not even exist to experience anything you're dreaming up.
A lot of people think that we have an unlimited amount of time, but the truth is, you really don't know. And you really have to start living your life without limits. You really have to start loving yourself, being kind to yourself, being kind to others, and really focusing on your overall health and wellness is going to lead you,
Yes.
as mentioned earlier, longevity, quality versus
Yes.
quantity. But a lot of people do really believe that they are just going to be here forever, and that's just not so. So why not be kind to yourself first and foremost, and secondly to the rest of the world? But I have another question for you. So you are a fitness enthusiast. I have
Mhm.
seen video of you doing things I only dream of trying to do. And my question to you is when, and there's a lot of us, and I'll even say me, I'll identify myself as this. I don't want to go into the gym sometimes because
Mm.
I compare myself. I don't look like the woman who's been spending the last 6 years in the gym. I'm going in there, hair tied up, no makeup on, ready to just bust a sweat and hope and pray that I don't break any bones or strain any muscles. So, what do you say to those women who want to be, trying different fitness, going to the gym, or just trying different things, but they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone? Where do we
Mm.
start?
That's a heck of a question. It really is. I mean, you gave me something to think about there. I'm gonna tell you, to be perfectly honest, uh, because of the first date with Ron, outdoor workouts are truly my go-to. They're my preference. I'd rather do that. But sisters that haven't really been doing anything, you don't have to go outside of your home to begin. And but consistency
Mm,
is the lick. You have, whenever it is you start, be consistent. I can't tell you that oh, just don't worry about how you look, just go in the gym. Hey, you know how you want to look, you know how you want to represent. That's not my place to tell you that. I beat my face every day I go to the gym. I got makeup on. So, do it your way. However, um, if I can't get to the gym, I have a yoga mat. And a brisk walk is good enough. Find you a park, inclines. You don't locked up in a gym with COVID. You can just be out of doors. Go to a park and walk.
I love
Breathe, deep breathing. Force yourself to breathe. It's all movement. It's all self-love.
you and I had something in common. You went to
What?
the Town Hall show and you did an
I
interview
did.
with her, and I did an
Yes,
interview with
you
her.
did.
Yeah, she's incredible. And so when
She's
I saw
so
her
wonderful.
interview, I was like, wow, look at you, Chef Babette, doing it. Like you handled yourself with such grace and poise, and like you look like you were just enjoying the moment, that you were unafraid. And when
Oh no,
Hannah went to
wasn't I?
interview with Cameron Hall, I was the opposite.
Were you a
And
little shy?
I was a little bit nervous. I think it hit when I walked out and I saw that there was a live audience, and I said, "Oh wow, so this is really going to happen today." And Tamron made it very simple. It was an extraordinary moment for me. I had a great time. The crew was amazing. She's incredible. And she made some things come true on my live it list. And it's
Really?
it's that I'll forever remember. But then I saw your interview and I thought, wow, what a great segment. Like you rocked it. So I had to say, like, what an
I
awesome job.
appreciate that. I'm gonna tell you what was on my mind when I was backstage behind that door. You know the door you have to walk out.
Mhm.
I was back there thinking I've been on different shows, Steve Harvey, just hanging out with Mario, just on so many, but nobody really ever remembers me on the show. So I thought, okay, so today I'm gonna just show out on this stage. Wait till this
Yeah.
door opens. I'm gonna strut when I walk out, and everything I said I was gonna do, I did. and it worked.
Yeah.
I know, I let it go. I just let it all go. And I let the people have it. I wanted them to know Chef pretty much when I got off that stage. And that is exactly who I am. I love having fun. Now, I have my moments. I ain't running 100. You can ask my granddaughter. Leave hair in the bag and you'll find out. but I can't stand it. But for the most part, I just wanted everybody to just have fun with me and to understand that even at 72, it's like it hurts me the way people talk about poor Joe Biden. I'm gonna be that age soon. And if I'm in the same shape I'm in today, I don't want people talking about I'm gonna die in 4 years. It's like, you know what,
Yeah,
stay in
keep
your lane.
life.
You know, yes, it's like age is it's just part of the human journey. And the
Mm,
process is beautiful. I
mm.
so much to offer all of our lives. We have
Yeah.
so much to offer. The light does not go out because you're 90. You still have the light shining. So yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, I was pretty feisty on that show that day on
It
purpose.
was awesome. It was awesome. I hope everybody goes watch it. Everybody's going to go watch it now, which is good. But you're right. We have to speak life. We have to speak life over each other, over ourselves, and really just embrace what we're given, because not everybody does see another moment. That is so
No,
true. It
no.
really is. So you wrote a book.
Yeah, that actually have more than one book. I have a second recipe book that I've been finished with the recipes for like 2 years now. It's just me putting books together. But the book, The Story of My Life, is one that I really wanted to share because, like all of us, I had my human experiences. Some of them were pretty awful, if you will. But nonetheless, even the perpetrators back in the day that made those experiences horrible were guides. They were all guides.
Mm,
When I was molested as a child, I never forgot it. So when someone came to me giving me their story and in need of someone to embrace them and believe them, because of my journey, I was able to give this person a home and embrace
mm,
them and believe them when their parent would not. So I can be stuck back there,
mhm,
or I can take all of the lessons and then begin to be open and receptive to anyone who may come into my space and need me for any reason. I've worn so many different shoes. Thank you. Thank you for the journey. Thank you for the experience. Thank you for the love. It increases the love in my heart. And that is why I talk about love so much. And I'm serious when I talk about it. I don't like the way we behave today with each other.
yeah.
I don't feel like I've never not known you. All I have to do is say words to you, and I feel like you my sister. I don't like the way we're acting today. We have so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for, and we wallow in fear. Yeah, we
We
choose
do.
fear.
We do. But we can also change it in a split second. We don't have to operate in fear. I had my own battle this morning. I've been talking a lot about mental health now, running a company and just doing all the different things that we do within She Rises. It became overwhelming. And somewhere in the midst of it all, and then of course health issues, I started to feel like I lost some of my spark, some of my get up and go. And I was so afraid to admit it, to share it, even to my husband, who I know he probably had a pretty good clue that I was coming undone at the seams. But um, once I like opened up and said something, it was a kind of a relief, but it was an act of kindness to myself. And
Mm.
women started messaging saying, I have that too. This is what I do. Like, I asked for help. I was looking for from eating to herbs to exercise to what I'm feeding my brain, what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and the outpour of love and guidance that I received has been incredible. That's why we have this show. That's why we do what we do, is because more and more women need that. They
Yeah.
need like a
Yeah.
big hug from the rest of
Yeah.
the She Tribe saying, we got you. When
Yeah.
you're not out because we've got you, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
it's
love
just it's
that.
an exciting time, and I'm so honored that you came on today and spent time with me. I mean, you have such an incredible journey. I can't wait to read the book, honestly. I
Um,
I I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to go to California next just to go eat and
yes.
try the food. Like, I am so excited for all the incredible things that you're doing. You're speaking, you're doing podcasts, you're doing TV appearances. You are doing it all. You're doing it
I'm
all.
living. I'm
You
living
are.
and sharing. I'm living and sharing. I'm allowing the light to shine.
Well, I am so incredibly amazed by all the things that you are doing. Do not stop.
I will not. I
Keep
promise.
going,
I,
because you're changing other women's lives and you are such a leader by example. And we need so much more of that. We need to know.
I just want to share this with you right quick. I've heard you are such an inspiration. So much. I never thought I would ever be considered an inspiration to anybody, but I hear that over and over and over. And um, people coming into the shop and just wanting to have a picture with me, or just, if she's not going to be there, can she just put her autograph on menus? And I'm like, me? You want me to do all that? And what it does is it says it's the love that you're extending, and they are giving the love back. Open
Yes.
your arms and accept it, and know that you're on the right path here. This is a good thing, because that's what we're supposed to do, is
Yes.
inspire one another. So as I inspire you, you inspire me, and it's just one big happy family, right?
100%.
Yes.
So here's my challenge and call to action for everyone who is in the Southern California area. Go to Stuff I Eat. Start there. Be kind to
Yeah, let me
yourself.
sing it for you. Let me sing it
Yeah.
for you. Stuff I eat, if you don't want me. Try the stuff I eat, 114 North Market Street in Inglewood, California. There you go.
I love it. Thank you. Yes. I will be there, and I'm sure many more will. And I won't ask
Thank
you to
you.
submit, but if you are there, I will grab a photo.
There you
But
go, for
I'm so
sure.
happy for you, Chef Babette. Keep growing and glowing and just doing it. And thank you so
Will
much for
do.
coming on Rise today with me,
Thank
taking
you,
your time.
sweetheart. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
you have an
Have an
incredible
awesome
day.
day. You too. Bye bye.